तो हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज पैकेज। आज का वीडियो काफी खतरनाक होने वाला है क्योंकि आज हम देखने जा रहे हैं PMGC 2024 ग्रुप रेड का डे 1। ग्रुप येलो वाज फन, इंटेंस। कांग्रेट्स टू अल्फा 7, टीम स्पिरिट एंड DRX गेमिंग फॉर क्वालिफाइंग फॉर द ग्रैंड फाइनल्स। इस ग्रुप रेड से भी 3 टीम्स क्वालिफाई होंगे डायरेक्टली ग्रैंड फाइनल्स के लिए। बिफोर वी टॉक अबाउट दैट, लेट्स टेक अ लुक एट द ओवरऑल टीम्स लिस्ट। वी हैव अल्टर ईगो, एस i8, Falcons Force, FaZe Clan, Furia, Getso Roy Esports, the defending PMGC champions, IHC Esports, Insilio, NRX, Natus Vincere, Enigma Galaxy, Team Queso, Tianba Esports, TJB Esports, Vengeance, and lastly, Virtus Pro. May the best 3 teams qualify for the grand finals. Also ग्रुप येलो का MVP नोमी था टीम स्पिरिट का, एंड उसने ऑर्डर का प्रीवियस रिकॉर्ड जो है 50 फिनिशेस इन लीग स्टेज उसने ब्रेक कर दिया with 58 finishes, which is freaking insane. I would love to see someone break this record. बहुत मुश्किल होने वाला है. If someone can do it, it's in group red, and of course group green में भी 4MV है. तो भाई let's see what happens. By the way, the matches are about to begin. अपना वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले नीचे एक लाइक वाला बटन होगा, उसको फटाफट कर देना ऐसे वीडियोस हर रोज देखने के लिए। एंड इंटरनेशनल के पब्लिक लाइक कर दो यार, बिल्कुल लाइक नहीं कर रहे तुम लोग। शो सम लव एंड उसी के साथ सब्सक्राइब कर दो गाइस, फॉर वेरी क्लोज टू 1 मिलियन सब्सक्राइबर्स। इट वुड मीन अ लॉट। मेक इट हैपन, लेट्स गो। एंड आल्सो अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, कौन सा इंडियन टीम PMGC में स्लॉट डिजर्व करता है एंड कौन सा टीम पोटेंशियली ट्रॉफी उठा सकता है, वो भी जरूर बताना कमेंट सेक्शन में। नाउ विदाउट वेस्टिंग एनी टाइम, लेट्स गेट started. बहुत पुरानी याद है वो तो।
Because there's potential for
Falcons, IHC, Tianba, mark my words. Izo,
in these matches,
mark bro,
and take everyone by storm.
Ooh, IWNRX finding vengeance here.
झुके
Could be a little bit of a
रॉय के लास्ट मैन स्टैंडिंग है।
Get so Roy taking this scrap here.
Vengeance 2 मैन है, हो जाएगा एक रिवॉय नॉइज।
Close by to get so Roy, but neither team having a great time of it.
जापान नेशनल चैंपियन से है वेंजेंस। उसका स्वर बिहाइंड ड्रॉप राइट लास्ट में SLR से। आयुष मंडल, यस ब्रो।
Door frames here, but it's going to be an onslaught
दिखाने वाला है
very soon.
ब्यूटीफुल जंप शॉट फ्रॉम लिली,
And it's an easy put down with the DBS there for Lily.
4 किल मिल गया वेंजेंस को।
Vengeance
Blue by Falcons Force.
They could potentially give them the slip around the
How can
east side
FaZe
of the
survive
fold,
this?
but
Tianba का
Falcons
fight
now have
against
them on
IHC
lockdown.
demo knock.
Liquid Galaxy, they're moving towards the middle here. They're not taking that crossroads
FaZe गया,
compound. They're taking the
गया
buildings
FaZe
in the middle
लगाई
of the
था
stretch.
मुझे।
Real
अरे
tough
still that
spot on the
compound is
south
empty bro.
side.
I think Tianba is gonna take it.
To go with it. Fury are now happy that they didn't make the rotate to the crossroads compound. The position that they hold now so much stronger. The littered small shack buildings around this area blank makes it making a little bit easier. Or
गलत मार खा गया, cool
survival
goat.
a little bit easier. But let's hop in with Na'Vi because they are right up and against it in the fight with Team Queso.
Wow, what a
taking one
nade.
down, moving around the edge, but both teams taking
Na'Vi
casualties,
बाहर।
and a nade over towards them leaves Lemon the last to stand, and he crashes straight into the center against Enigma Galaxy. Enigma Galaxy lose another, but they hold.
तो बार इसमें सबसे अच्छा फ्रैग्स लेके बैठा है NRX, फिर NGX।
I mean, for Enigma Galaxy, yeah, the move has been pretty good. I mean, they've only got 2 players, but the fact they're able to get over towards here does keep
Jonah
them
Rossi, thank you for the
in place
1
for,
membership
quite a while
gift.
for the rest of the game. Falcons just spent a little bit too
Ultimate
long
Goku
on
बन
that
गया
south
member,
side,
nice,
then got
thank you,
caught
bro.
up, and it's not really their fault because it has been a huge glut of teams down towards the south side. Great nade from Zedwolf over towards Papi Potro.
Falcons के लिए डुआ। Oh nice one, nice one, nice one। चल
Some
चल।
space, great nade again over the top side, blasts Incilio out of position.
Nice dodge based।
Push up comes through from east, trying to be the forward front runner, allowing the team to insert from the outside of the circle as well.
QZ
Sent
knock।
on through, but it's not going to happen. Falcons having a real rough time.
अल्टर को बाहर क्या?
They're still fighting strong. It's
Why,
such a difficult
NRX
maneuver
8
to make,
finishes,
though, with
क्या बात है?
NRX pushing this fight together. I don't think the Falcons get
ओए
out of
Falcons
this.
third party
I don't
होंगे
think that Incilio
from
made their way
NRX।
through, especially with a big nade from east. Okay, hang on a minute. Falcons have managed to find an
बचा,
opening.
बचा, बचा,
Maybe
बचा,
playing the
बचा,
hillside
किल
with a
चोरी।
spray down from Zedwolf. This guy is an
कर दिया
absolute
किल।
terror. Such a powerful player on the side of IWNRX.
Last man standing at top।
Top.
Zone से मरने वाला है।
He's gonna take the shots over towards
मर गया।
Frozen, get the flush
Falcons
as well.
बाहर
Out
है,
the blue
hashtag
zone,
6
he will fall, but IWNRX
with 5 finishes।
crunch
NRX
that fight
मचा रहा है
together,
भाई, 10
force 2
finishes।
teams out of the mix.
IRX 10 eliminations, guys, already at this stage of the game. I mean, Zedwolf is down, but
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at the teams how they finished in EMEA, IWNRX is the team from EMEA that performed the worst out of the qualified teams coming into this tournament. So
last man standing in NRX
have a performance like this in their first game is a great indicator of potential great things to come for them, but they need to convert. 11 eliminations now. They are just going
zone start ho gaya
alone and out towards the blue zone with ASIA on this western side. This looks like the map might be a little bit locked up depending on the conclusion of the fight from the
अब मुश्किल है right pick तो मुश्किल है भाई खत्म है NRX
it's going to change things kind give it
6 finishes last man standing है NGX का
ASIA slowly
एंट्री अच्छी है लेकिन बैटरी का तरीका अभी बड़ा कैजुअल है
solid
side Furia are going to have to try and sweep through
क्या हो गया बर्डी क्या हो गया
Tiamba sit in their way. There is no way they can't take this fight. Tiamba knows.
Marega, chill, Tiamba, chill.
Controlling squad. You said that they were a little bit more passive, but they're going to have to try and find some fight.
Beautiful nade.
Is up to the rock. Furia rolling immediately. A big nade.
Zone ke bahar se push is a very big gamble.
Everybody running for the hills. Furia torn.
One side de by Tiamba.
Try and turn the corner, but
8 finishes. 4 man strong हो जाएंगे. Reset हो जाएंगे जोन भी उतना दूर नहीं है एंड जोन I8 वर्सेस Tianba होगा and Tianba is going to take this home बड़े Tianba chicken yes birdie yes
the best thing about Tianba is you get the best of both worlds is you get that
NGX ये हट थोड़ा सा जोन में है तो भाई ये कर लेगा सर्वाइव अभी के लिए जोन पूरा I8 पे NGX बाहर Tianba को मिला किल
now it's I8
क्या बात है 9 finish ओए शान finish नहीं होने
will get rid of the low range South and Enigma Galaxy so they
nice
can themselves off third place but
this is likely I8 has upper hand
it's a good initial pick off with just one player remaining
wow nice one bे
now will be
good job I8 good job जो भी बोल रहे थे I8 कैसे खेल रहा है
in group red
देखो भाई मौका तो चौका मारेंगे ये भी कोई काम नहीं कोई ज्यादा नहीं well played I8
I mean it was all done and dusted like I said before right
and confidence देखो they are not even celebrating it's like एक ही तो चिकन है ऐसा नहीं कि हम क्वालीफाई कर ले ग्रैंड फाइनल्स को
ASIA
I like it
pick up the pieces and the team from Pakistan kick us off
good start I8 good start
chicken dinner
also Tianba
tournament but
there isn't a huge amount of compounds whereas if you look down towards the south if you come back across that bridge crossing you've got Rozok plenty of other places to go now
भाई Altero के दो बंदे गए
एंट्री अच्छी है लेकिन बैटरी का तरीका अभी बड़ा कैजुअल
I think I call it that too, Black. I think that's fairly accurate right now, but Na'Vi on the roll-up seems to be going well. It's veritable pantry over on the roadside there with Lemon and Rosemary both going down. But at the moment, neither team really looking too good and having a real tough time of it. It's all up to puncher now for Na'Vi.
क्या बात है बे क्या बात है मार दी
oh my goodness me
तूने मार दी ओए क्या चिल्ला रहा है नीचे वो
and maybe turn around for a second
पंप हो गया बंदा
it's going to be alter ego to handle business here on the side but they've lost one of their players
but he's unable to do it quick reactions coming through from alter ego and that will sit them with 6
nice spray bro खत्म डब्बा है उसका भी vengeance
is not having a good time so far. They are very much living on those 4 eliminations. Boom. They're able to pick up a less match. Good nade, a little bit off target though.
Not going to quite connect. Incilio still wrapping around this fight like a boa constrictor.
Vengeance का आखिरी बंदा बचा है.
Out of it. Looks like they're doing well. Breath's getting shorter and shorter here for Vengeance as Incilio continue.
But Lily
they
is
turn
not
around,
a little girl.
like, oh, there's actually so much going on over there. Let's finish off this fight. An immediate re-knock at Incilio. Goodness me, they give him the old 1-2.
Nice
switcheroo. And not towards their backline, but they'll pick that up. That has got to be the most comical wraparound I've ever seen. Swift 180 from Incilio.
नहीं मिला किल
I think you're safe are you?
भाई जापान का बेस्ट टीम ऐसा मार खाते हुए देख के खराब लग रहा है भाई
It did bait him out, right? The last
this compound is very hard to defend but Queso has done a fantastic job here
6 elims though still you noted that a successful game Ralph into Furia and the backup to come through from Redox now is turning the corner Furia try and get one it'll be successful for the first
nice
through the window there is a response
क्या बात है nice one
going for the flush worried about the wraparound and immediately Redox shots over the bonnet but in come Tianba scouting this one out turning around not going to crush fully this is a brilliant approach for Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, again, it's that initial hold that was so important to allow the rest of Enigma Galaxy to come in for the assist. If that wasn't the case, that would have been a very different story. Cilio finding Zed Wolf. They had
जापान में
spent a
सेकंड
lot of
नंबर की
time
टीम
down
का
towards the
वीसा
south side
इश्यू
of Rotterdam,
हुआ था,
losing,
इसलिए थर्ड वाली
only
आई.
for them
क्या
to head
बात
over
कर रहे
towards
हो?
the northern edge and already losing
क्या बात
out,
कर रहे हो यार?
Zed Wolf. And now
Shit.
down to 3
Voltec
players.
second
and those
in
players
Japan, but
extremely
visa
low on
issue.
their side.
Oh.
Virtus Pro looking to crunch out.
मैंने बस वो देखा था,
Falcons
रूल्स
Force, who are
देखा
playing
था
on that
मैंने.
northern edge. They do
जापान
have the high
लीग में
ground
जो
right now.
टॉप 2
Now
आएंगे वो
looking
दोनों को
for
इनवाइट
some
मिलेगा.
kind of opening versus Virtus Pro.
पंप.
Cilio, a ground floor.
बहुत प्यारा मारा था, अच्छा नहीं था.
Drop out shot from Kine. The backup from the top rope, but in comes
But
Nick Galaxy
NRX
moving down south. They flexed out towards the north
Played
side, took
better.
down Furia, and now
2 man
it's the
third
turn
party
of
आ रहा
IWNRX to feel
But
the
TJP का
brunt of
long
the
smoke
force
है.
from Nick
M7.
Galaxy's descent from that north side.
Losing
Let's see
fight,
if they're
yeah?
able to flush that one out because Falcons are fighting to hold out Virtus Pro
Okay, third
on
party,
this
as
northwestern
expected
edge.
from
The
NGX.
nades come in from Nick Galaxy, frozen on the top
Last man
side
standing
of
frozen.
the tower here, but there are so many threats. And out the window for a
Saad
second drop
finishes.
shot, I don't think so. 7 elims now for Nick Galaxy.
भाई
Yeah, great cleanup from the
ये team Lord क्यों छोड़ दिया?
They are very aware of what is going on so
ASI8
far.
versus
Frozen
TJP
probably
चल
closed
रहा
the
है.
nade of the day there.
Last man standing
Low
I8
out the
में.
window, getting the double knock, or essentially hits the other player for basically 10%
Wow, knock.
life. Very, very well placed there. And kind of saves the day. That is it up until Nick Galaxy coming to ruin it. Falcons Force though finding Malloy, 3 eliminations for them and doing a great
Yeah.
job as 60 has to send away.
Yeah, some third-party shots as well coming through from IHC. on the
Last
south
man
side of that
standing
fight.
here.
That's a pretty big nade as well coming
IQ.
through from IQ
अच्छा soldier है
there.
ये.
For ASI8, they've been down on their luck for
क्या
a while
बात
now.
कर रहे हो यार?
One
1v3 कर देगा
hold,
इस
but it
TJP
works.
को.
A 3-person hold, and TJB cannot get rid of him.
1v3 कर दिया इसने TJP को.
True to his name, really.
Wow.
He's a very smart player.
IQ.
And he knows what needs to be done in those
Strong,
moments. Try and find whoever is left in there. Off the back of it, but Nick Galaxy's known of these locations for so long, and they've been the arbiters of the eastern edge of the map.
Nice one, Tiamba.
Melodius
Nice one.
tries to hold his own. It's not meant to be versus Tiamba.
Tiamba knows how to
Through,
play in
and
this
it's
global
Galaxy
lobbies.
again with a big flex out here. This is a third-party strategy. They're playing on
ज़्यादा
the
तारीफ
edge.
कर लिया मैंने, लग गई इनकी.
Teams into these fights. An aid comes through. Is that's FaZe? Hang on a minute.
भाई
How many
इतना
of those
गलत
points
timing
did they
होता है
manage
मेरा
to
तारीफ करने
snap
का.
away there? 'Cause I think 2
इतना
of them
गलत
went to
timing होता है
Galaxy
मेरा.
at least. But that is the end of them.
NGX,
There's a nice
9
little wraparound
finishes.
comes through from FaZe. A third-party
Nice,
approach to
four-man
this map
swap.
for Nick Galaxy is working wonders for their points tallies. But FaZe now have
गिर के
boosted
knock हुआ.
cannons to Ralph,
Ralph.
who drops short out of the vehicle.
Marmon तो M7 मार रहा है बे 3x.
Ralph a little bit far behind here. I think at this point in time, you have to regroup quite quickly. Snowick's all the way down towards that south side, just checking out the shack, what's going on down there. Circle heads back up towards the north. There's maybe a world
look at
in
Snowix.
which Snowick's can pick Ralph up, but Narvalo and Redox got a huge amount of work on their hands.
हो
and
गया
Morgan's
Ralph Rev.
not likely to allow
हो गया
this to
Ralph
go
Rev.
through, but they are behind the tree.
They do have that cover, already preoccupied with the nade. The point of investing these nades is to get that res, to get Ralph back into
Rooting
the
for
mix.
Falcons
Res
this
can come
match.
through. There's a knock on the
Let's
back
see.
lines as well.
Finish
for
कौन हो
FaZe,
गया
because
Falcons
there's only
में?
2 players
Action.
in action on this front. They can't go for the
और
stranglehold
IC.
on that knock that they might have liked to. But now the res has come
Top
through.
तो जिंदा
Bruce is
रहता है, इतना तो
immediately
मुझे पता
flexing
है.
out. However, it's a little bit too late to stop this. Can they catch them on the rotate back up?
This is desperate from FaZe as well. They're so focused on not allowing Ralph to get back up again. Again, it's a
Nice
tough
racing.
rotate that they
Mela.
have to make.
Oh dear.
Back up towards that north side. A bit of an awkward scout out coming through from Redox on that front line, and Mela is able to find him. Mela, who has always been one of my favorite players coming in from FaZe, just incredible in those close quarters. I think they should have backed off back down towards that south side. Snowix had already read that information, that it was free, it was clear, and that wasn't
Hey, it's four man,
that he just didn't take.
हल्के में मत लेना.
IHC, previous PMGC champions off the back of a heavy elimination focused performance.
Beautiful
They
nade.
can draw on that
Demo.
past strength.
OG.
Gets naded out, and that's a great start to demo. And immediately puts the second one
IC
down.
मार खाने
Danger
वाला है
for
देखना.
IC, but the nade goes long, and one short as well leaves him still up and in action. The nades can be responded over towards, but Getzo Roy do have massive oversight. Look at the buildings that they control. The damning presence from that north side of this fight is just so difficult to deal with. Icy continues to launch these nades over, but he's not really finding anything to chew up.
As expected.
Yeah,
मैंने बोला था यार एक ही जगह पे इधर-उधर घूम के भाई कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. देखो top is the last man standing.
It has been a hard game for Falcons Force. I don't think they've had an easy push into this one. The fact they're even getting up towards the top 5 is pretty darn good work from them. Now IHC with their
predictive
continue forward. Currently in 10th place right now. And Getseroy now set their sights over towards IHC. 2 nades in the pocket of Lunda.
There's no options now. It's IHC going for a fight. Which direction do they take is the big question. FaZe managed to clip out Narvalo. They're flexing out. They've been in this fight for a while. This building has been a thorn in their side, and the presence is now felt. Nick the Galaxy cut down to 2. Potential insight into this fight as well, coming through from the high ground on IHC. So FaZe do need to be a little bit
careful. मार खाने वाली है बता रहा हूं मैं.
This south position, but Getso are handling IHC on the off angle. They're going for a rollout here. Getso looking to lead towards the south, not going up towards the north. In go Nick the Galaxy for the fight, but it's not looking good. Only Ralph remains. They got him back up. Let's see if that's going to pay out, because FaZe are rampaging through this building.
NGX बाहर. Like I said,
done with this one. Great play from Getseroy. Honestly,
IHC versus Roy 1v1 situation है.
Realized
1v1 is a 1v2 situation.
A little bit late, but honestly, I'm very happy that they decided, look, we have to flex out this. We can't say this 3 story for much longer. It's going to end with us just losing.
The defending champions of PMGC.
This could be a great opportunity for us to regain a lot of those points that we missed out on Sandhawk.
Trying to bait out those peaks, get information with the vehicle roll around.
Chalo, death circle has begun. Nice knock.
For an off angle, and there's the light up coming through from Torres, who's able to find the first knock. That's likely unreasonable here as the circle looks close, leaving Getseroy on 3, and the pen keeps shrinking. FaZe Clan now with the numbers advantage, starting to move Mormon up in
Things are not
closer,
looking good for
getting into nade range, and this is where it gets a little bit spicy, a little bit dangerous. Looking like they want to try to find the backline with Mormon moving up. Doesn't quite take the damage from that nade. It wasn't quite long enough there, Blank. How many more nades to Getseroy have here? Doesn't look like it's too many left in the back pocket.
For FaZe, honestly, at this point in time, I don't think it's really even worth it to be sending nades back across. I think that they are just using Mormon to essentially.
Ore baap re, sahi nedta bhai.
There's only so many locations that Getseroy can play as they head over towards this plateau, and then you can isolate them more.
Mela kya utar diya be? Khatam.
Pretty problematic.
Guys, the last man standing for Roy.
Up now, 1 player left for Getseroy in the 2v1.
Carl looking to try and take the 1 versus 2 forwards with the DBS, but out comes FaZe, Mela, and more.
Nice try.
Looking to put the pressure on, and it is just too much. Getseroy fall in the face of FaZe, and they will be able to take the chicken dinner. Little bit of a misstep on the high 5 there, but they'll take the points nonetheless.
It's a good game from FaZe. Very good game from FaZe. I think it can't be.
Joy.
Hey. Damn. Okay.
Oh dear.
Rotating in far more vehicles than they actually need, just in terms to cut out other squads from taking those from them later on.
Chal, TN versus Team Queso.
Pop out there, and it looks like Tianba are going to be fending off against
Galat, lag gayi.
This is going quite well right now.
किसी को मारना पड़ेगा ये. Oh, गलत.
Swap over to the shotgun, and it's going to be handled either way. 2 players from Tianba.
लग गई TN की.
Team Queso will pick up points for it. However, there's still threat from the off
Big
angles
fear
that Tianba have established across the way. That's further out to the west. However, the headland will keep them safe for now.
TN 2 मैंने.
The question for Tianba.
2 बंदे गए TN की.
On this, or they just give it up, and I think that personally, giving up the ghost on this one is probably the best idea.
पापी पुत्रा नहीं है बे. पापी पोत्रो ऐसा कुछ था उसका.
This encampment anymore. I think that realistically for Bond as well as Shan, puts the team on his back in those final moments where IHC thought everything was done and dusted. The amount of smokes, the amount of trees in that area made his life a little bit easier, especially having that DBS in the hand. But that's not to say that wasn't likely the most difficult play to make you'll see all day, and that is very typical of Kayovsky. Massively experienced player over on the side of Furia with a huge amount of games in his back pocket, but the amount of time he's been playing PUBG Mobile has definitely dulled the blade on this guy as he sweeps through IHC.
ASI8, my goodness me. I mean, Kioski. Yeah, that's incredible. Definitely going to need a replay on that at some point in the highlights package, but what a way to take down IHC. They thought they had it all done and dusted. Oh, goodness me. Just shows you can never take your eye off the ball here at PMGC, even if you're defending champions. It is just disastrous on the south side. These teams have been trying to make their way for a long time. They'll have been harried by the blue for a long time as well. ASA8 have forced this to be the case as well. Teams have started to make their way in ahead of them. They've been very controlling. They're up to 5 elims now.
1v1.
Getso Roy over towards
Shan versus
Tiamba down to 2 players. Remember, they lost some players over on the north side earlier on blank, and they lose both of the rest of them to Getso Roy. Car was a solo, I think.
I8 का बंदा मारा. नहीं I8 के बंदा भी नहीं.
Yeah, it kind of helped out by the fact that Tiamba needs their own teammate. So Bond goes down, sadly. ASI8 still playing very much out on the edge.
Match के बाद देखते हैं.
We're getting a lot of work done for it as Vengeance loses more and more players. This has been a great run from ISI8 so far. 7 eliminations. Great read over towards
10 finishes. 4-man strong.
UZM is popping off this game. 5 elims now. Up to 10.
This is the best I have seen ISI8 play so far.
Falcons Force do break away from their high ground position as the circle moves even further off towards that eastern side, really blessing Na'Vi in this position, with Team Queso playing a little bit more of a shadowed role over towards that northern side.
Na'Vi lining the south now of Novo. Take a knock over towards Puncher from Getso Roy, who are playing on the buildings across the road from Novo, those positions that are split away from the main dockland of Novo. Taking a knock there will be actually a little bit of an alleviation towards the south side. Maybe allow that fight to go a little bit further. IWNRX, ASI8. Ooh, this is a feud that's been brewing for a while. Taking down one of the players from IWNRX early. It looks like they want some vengeance here, but with 10 elims up, ASI8 are fresh from the fight, and they're looking for more.
Yeah, IWNRX is down to 3, so it's a difficult play to make here. But there is contenders coming over from that western side to play in on this one. You've got Falcons Force with Icy as well as top sitting on this area.
Falcons पे थोड़ा
to make their move now with the blue zone pushing in.
But it's not looking good for Falcons right now.
Look, they sent one out. They sent a player all the way up to the top of the hill, and maybe it's their only chance. I think it's a good rotate. A spray down from Porsche as he lights up Na'Vi on their exit. One knock, looking for 2 as well as Flip tries to cross through the smoke train. Puncher tries to break out, but it's really tough going for Na'Vi. They've got 10 eliminations already on this match, but Getso Roy looking to change that tune, and the Falcons chime on in finally. A nade over towards the player from Team Queso, moving up to their domain, and the Falcons
next circle पूरा open circle रहेगा.
Get more mobility on the hilltop, and now they can start to stretch their wings.
Falcons पे वो लगा के
it's absolutely disgusting what has been able to happen here for the Falcons, but they could not be more pleased by this. Team Queso couldn't quite get their way over towards them, but a nice shot from Papi Potro will at least shut down action.
Smoke खत्म मतलब team खत्म.
Fiance Roy, honestly,
Na'Vi is getting wrecked.
Great work this game. This is a game I actually impressed with. Getso Roy right now. As Na'Vi attempt to make their leave.
A big nade as well coming through from Papi Potro, who's doing so much work for Team Queso, all on his lonesome on this other side of the road, trying to combat on the crossing. Nades from Getso Roy, not going to find it.
Nice connection by Lemon.
On the high ground as turns the corner, and Lemon is able to do it. 180, and the rest of Team Queso to the rescue over the top. They left Papi Potro alone for a while, but they thought, you know what? Let's give him a little bit of a hand. Getso Roy out of it, but it's all on the Falcons. All eyes on them as they are racking up the elims now. 60 elims, they're looking for more. A spray down on the sidelines, and Na'Vi actually find Team Queso in a 1-for-1 joust.
Let's go, Falcons are back.
On the high ground.
That shift
out to the west. There was only one way they win it, and the Falcons take it home. What a way to close it out.
Very well in that situation. 70-80 points.
इसलिए dedication के साथ मैं ये कर रहा हूँ.
Yeah, I think that was quite bold.
यही करूँगा. And जब time मिलेगा तो rank push वगैरह भी करूँगा.
Actually a very good
Rylos game over.
So
अरे भाई अच्छा याद है मेरे Rylos से मैंने recording button नहीं दबाया.
Shit.
Rylos.
Only reach orbit. That's absolutely fine. That's still an achievement in of itself.
हुआ ना आगे.
Absolutely.
Dabba.
Flower going down. TJB
Milan
Flushed away. FaZe winning out the first end of that trade, but losing a player in response. They have already taken a knock and a flush as well, which actually puts them at a 3-2 disadvantage. As TJB still maintain the high ground. FaZe on the north side of the river right now by Yasnaya. The only teams really in this location, so no third party's going to flex out. But the knocks over towards TJB do come on through in the meantime. Plenty of other players fighting across the map as well. As FaZe look to try and sneak their way in. It seems like they've got the ground floor unlocked. TJB struggling to keep them at bay.
FaZe underneath right now, down 2 players. TJB is doing okay here, but equally in a similar situation. So a 2v2 currently for
The
both
Vengeance
squads. Vengeance
काफी fight चल रहा है.
Incilio.
और ये थोड़ा सा रह गया वो नेड.
Picture in picture there, you can see at the moment. Vengeance just not able to win it out, unfortunately. ASI8 have spotted Virtus Pro. Everybody's popping off. We are cramming the center of this circle, Blank. And maybe it was just that single circle on Sandhawk that saw everyone towards the edges,
Winters में हो गया.
to the side.
But किसने नॉक किया था उसको?
This
IHC.
time around, as with the previous few, it's going back towards this big central style. FaZe still trying to make their way in. Vintorius is down, so it's
Excellent
all
knock बे.
as he goes for the spray with the
Xenex is
PP by
excellent
zone.
knock.
Gonna be able.
एंट्री अच्छी है लेकिन बैठने का तरीका अभी बड़ा कैजुअल है.
IHC push कर दिया.
I guess he is. I mean,
याद दिलाने
there is a possibility of getting that red
लिए
buffer with
1000
now IHC
पेटीएम कर
joining in
देना.
with this mess that has occurred.
ठीक है bro. ठीक है. Done.
Whoa! I know that's a crazy shift. This is where we saw FaZe take their win earlier on, but this is actually their doom as well here on the match 4.
बे 676
He's
भागो
gone
इधर
down.
से.
Big
What
northwest
are you
shift
doing?
Popping up to the north, touching the edge of the circle up towards shooting range. And
It's
pushing
clutch
all that
time for
team north.
676.
Everyone was centered up around Yaz, and this is only going to exacerbate the problems of a center circle. TJB, they've only got the one player left. I'd be surprised this may be able to get a point against IHC. That would be good news for TJB to grab a couple more for it, but I feel like it's only going to be a matter of time before someone else rocks up into this one, because both Nick Galaxy, Falcons making their way on over. You can see Falcons in the distance, but they're preoccupied for the time being.
Beautiful.
Finally found the shot.
IHC
Demo able to put that one to bed.
Not even a
IHC
single
up
mistake.
to 3 eliminations.
कितने point? 5
yes,
point.
otherwise known as Virtus Pro in Group Red.
With this big shift, though. Pretty huge.
It's a great shift for them. They're one of the, I think they're the only team that sent over towards that western side. In the meantime, Furia, Kayovsky burning away. I'm not even sure if he hit the first aid in time. This is a wild fight.
There's players across the road as well. Team Queso have rocked up into the opposing compound. Na'Vi have taken heavy casualties, but a big nade for the backline for 6. To keep Furia at bay. They're not out of it just yet, but they are split, and Team Queso still looking to try and handle it. 2 players for Team Queso across the way. You can see they're dealing with Kayovsky. Often into the distance. That's potentially going to allow Na'Vi to get back up to 4 players alive once they get these reses. This is big on the north side. The south point of Severny might just be safe for the time being for Na'Vi.
Furia गया.
That was the wildest amount of time it takes to confirm an elimination. All that while, you could have just let him bleed out and grab themselves.
Falcons भी आ गया सामने.
Judo Alliance which group green I think. Towards that northwest side, but they can have a lot of influence over Getso Roy as well as I do Interact, who are currently battling off against one another.
Is this last match?
And this is actually a very nice rollout from
match 4.
Na'Vi
इसके बाद 2
to
Miramar.
start their run here on day 1.
Getso Roy getting the res, getting things a little bit more healthy, but Na'Vi, they want this one. Nades over. This is that shooting range hill I was talking about. Treachery is about.
Getso Roy मार खाने वाली है.
Up to the wall. Getso Roy. What a broadside to 6. Danger. Is he going to be able to find any response? A lot of damage to Lemon, but the flush should come through fairly swiftly. Not really too much to be backed up there on Getso Roy. But Flip has to move off of this high ground as well. They have to rotate a little bit out into the blue. That's going to do a little bit of damage to the health bar. And Getso Roy trying to hold off Na'Vi and push through IWNRX in the meantime.
I think
Top
Tiamba
dude
actually
is
has the
बाहर.
most control
Just so you
out
guys know.
in this lobby
Falcon
at the
top पे चल रहा है. 35 points है उनके
because they
पास.
can quickly sweep over towards
Navi,
Navi, and they've
they're
already
killing
done a
it
good
this
job
match.
of
27 points पे अभी
basically
4 man strong.
caging in Virtus Pro. They've took some shots down that way before. Here's Navi on our screens though, 7 eliminations, making up for what really
It's
should
just
have
that
been a
we
chicken
aren't
dinner
getting
last
chance
match,
to
which
play
was foiled
against
by the
global teams, or
circles
else we
not
would
going their
have
way
been
time and
among the
time
top
again,
region
despite
in the whole
good
world.
decision making.
Still remember how we used to dominate
Navi
during
doing a
DSM.
lot of damage
over
to Swain,
era.
but not quite finding the knock just
Like those
yet.
were the best times, bro.
Finally
Those
getting
were the
something, and
best
it's over to
times.
Frozen this time around. IWNRX playing as 3. That's 1 knock that they've seen. I think those flushes are starting to come
Tianba
through now.
versus
IWNRX having a real tough time.
Getsu.
There are 2 players still alive. I know that health bar looked empty, but the knock didn't
Yeah.
quite come through over
Roy
towards that
gaya.
high ground. Navi flexing out. Alter Ego may be
Getsu
able to have
Roy.
quite a big impact actually onto this fight. If they can find a pick onto Navi whilst they're rezzing on the back line, they could swarm over this hillside, take control of the north edge. IWNRX
Chicken
on the
कौन
back
निकालेगा,
foot
guys?
of it would
Spy
make
bro,
that
what do you
easier,
think
but
about the
Navi
Orbs of
stabilized
India
somewhat.
losing?
Lemon takes a lick though.
because of their investment or
Yeah, there's
players
tons of damage
and
coming
not
through from
getting
Tiamba.
profit.
IWNRX
If there
having
is an
even had one
international
of their
slot,
elims go
then
over
this
towards
problem
Tiamba
is not
earlier
like
on.
this.
Nice rotate through from Flip. This guy is an
There are a lot of
unbelievable fragger.
external
Lemon does a lot of
factors
damage.
which I
There
don't think I can
should
discuss
be
on
the
my
cleanup
stream.
coming through from Flip, but it's
Why
not for Flip.
Orbs
It
are
will
getting
be
shut
Puncher
down? But
flying through the
almost
vehicle from the
everyone in the
sidelines.
community knows
Lemon is down though,
what
and
is going
Tiamba's
and
going
what
to take
is
this
not going.
opportunity to try and push in off the back of that.
हर ओनर
Alter
का
Ego
अलग
Tiamba,
विजन
even
होता
Nick
है.
the Galaxy starting to flex out. We
पता
saw
नहीं
their third-party proclivities
किस
in the
रीजन से
previous
ग्लोबल
game.
स्पोर्ट्स बंद
See
हुआ,
if they
किस
can
रीजन से
reenact
कौन सा
that
और बंद हुआ.
into this one as well.
But एक चीज तो
Try and
common
push
है,
into the
profit
top
तो नहीं
three,
बना पा
'cause
रहे भाई.
Navi's still alive and they're a little bit ahead with the elim
Owners.
count that they've got. However, they are on their last breath, it seems, because that northern side is really getting spicy for them.
NGX Alter Ego.
Need over to try and put the suppression down. Not
Damn,
confirming on
bro.
this, and actually a
Nice
really
one.
reckless rollout there
Nice one.
for Alter Ego. They didn't know there were players too close by.
क्या
and that
छोड़
is
में गया था
really
भाई ये गाड़ी लेके
tough
जाके
losing
मारने
a
के
player
लिए.
in this scenario when you only had 3. That is far too bold. The shift goes up. to the
Tianba
north,
देगा,
slightly
लड्डू
onto
देगा
Tianba.
Tianba,
The
Alter
rest
Ego
came
को.
through, and that is really mishandled on the advantage that they were able to open up. For
अरे
Alter Ego.
क्या बचा शान.
Alva's just holding this angle. I don't know how long Shan can stay out on this western side.
Posted up there. Tiamba unlikely to be able to get this res.
भाई ये
Virtus
Alva
Pro
and
flexing
Rosemary
out,
बहुत
trying to get some
danger
scouting
assaulters है.
time. See
थोड़ा
them
careful
rolling
रहना
straight
पड़ेगा.
into
ओए Tixi knock finish.
That's not what you want to see from
From
Tixi.
XC.
Unfortunately,
Shan
gets
finish.
a little bit too close to the fire. Gets burned for
Tianba
it.
3 man है.
Nick Galaxy still yet to leave their compound. Tiamba launching themselves up the tables in the meantime. But Nick Galaxy finally having an impact here. Virtus Pro going to contribute as well. And Incilio, yeah, they're going to fall down. Couldn't make that move.
INS बाहर.
Yeah, Newbie Galaxy able to pick up
It's a
couple of
4v,
those
3v,
eliminations
2v2.
over towards Incilio at the end there. Good nade, and actually on target over towards Virtus Pro. The fact that Tiamba's had so much control towards his south side. at the
Rosemary
same
bhai,
time is very
choke.
impressive. And Rosemary attempts to.
Alva is the last man standing for Alter Ego.
Tiamba only to find himself in the jaws of Enigma Galaxy.
Rosemary has their brains rearranged there with a lovely shot and a rundown from SnowX.
They've isolated all the fights over towards that western side, having this just incredible presence right now for Nick Galaxy is a case of just
क्या
not
nade
being
है
caught
Bond.
off by
मजा आ
these
गया.
off angles. That is a beautiful
The
nade
thing about
by
TN boys
Bond.
वो एक मिनट से नॉक करके पुश नहीं करते वे.
Seal the deal.
Sends Malai reeling.
A second
मिल
nade
गया,
over the
kill
top,
मिल
a
गया.
lot of damage
NGX
sent
ने
on
कोशिश
in
किया
and
मारने के लिए देखो.
confirmed by
QC
Kido,
got picked off.
but he's spotted Narvalo and
It's
Nick
dinner for
Galaxy
NGX, bro.
pressed the ridgeline. They've pushed
It's
this
over.
fight back and back and back, and now they've got the open sightlines to handle it. Alva is still
Tianba
going for
बाहर.
Rodrigo as Bond goes for the 180s, but Icy is too
It's a
quick with the
4v,
UMP.
1v1
Top three
situation,
for Virtus
and
Pro.
I don't think
10 elims for Tiamba.
कोई
and a
रोक
fourth
पाएगा
place
NGX
is
को.
a good
Smash.
point score for them.
Yeah, as
but
expected.
We're up into the top 3 now. Alva,
Rauf.
nearly takes Ralph down with it,
Rauf.
but missed by 2 vehicles by
एक
a
HP
hair's
मारा
breadth.
उसने.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
though.
prediction
Alva
god
Pro
हूँ क्या?
with just Icy, I wouldn't be too surprised to see him.
My feelings are
stay
on
out in the
point
blue
वे.
zone. They know he's there.
On point
In comes
feeling
the
था
roll
मेरा.
up, and down
NGX
goes Icy.
winner
Nick
winner
Galaxy
chicken dinner.
to move up and away with the game. We're on board with them right now, and they are themselves
Patient
flower.
of the
This is
tournament
circle
सही
to do it,
रहेगा.
right? They are slap
तब
bang
ना
in the middle.
heal किया
All of the
पूरे
teams are going to have to
tournament.
push in from that eastern side, fighting
Patient
against
of
each
the
other.
tournament.
How many points can TJP
My
get
God.
from this lobby? This is probably prime real estate for them. A little latent nade there, and Tiamba seemed to read that. Nicely spotted there. that was me, I'd be
QZ
both
knock
feet on top of that nade.
from top.
Clue. Immediately take
और
it
एक
down, but they're too
क्या
smart for that.
unexpected
Tiamba,
push करके मारा बे
unfortunately
मेला.
not smart enough to counter the push around the door.
Beautiful
frame there.
मेला,
Working
beautiful.
well right now for FaZe, trying to leave on this north side
Tiamba
of the
की
corner.
पिटाई.
Yeah, I still think
Two
there's a
man at
possibility
Tiamba.
for Tiamba to get their players
Bond and Shah.
situated. Unfortunately, Top's able to
मेला knock from
catch the
east.
stray on the outside there.
ऊपर से मजे ले रहे
Still
Falcons
find
वाले.
Mela.
Oh, yeah.
Great
Mela knock.
high ground position here for the Falcons. Yeah, I think if you can
Cricket की तरह क्या
settle yourself
BGMI में
around
अरे
these
बाप
southwest
रे
compounds, it's actually quite good for you. But it really is a question of how
Zoom
this
से जाएगा ये.
circle pops.
अरे
Is
अब
it
तो
head towards
possible
that
नहीं है
northeast, in which case a lot of rotations become so much more difficult because you'd be challenging for a lot of high ground that you don't.
Alter
already
Ego versus
possess.
IHC. चलो भाई,
IHC is gonna
4v4.
make a wild
करो माँ को साथ.
gambit over towards Alter Ego as they
अरे
already
गया.
signed one from the team and Godless
ये
goes
क्या choke
down,
कर दिया IHC?
as does Rogue, and it will
Last man
just
standing
be one last player remaining for
Ziol.
IHC.
Albert rolling it down, the off angle for Alter Ego over towards Ziol.
Nice one बे
Behind
Alter
the
Ego.
null.
Nice one.
Well,
One side टोचन दे दिया IHC को. यही बता रहा हूँ यार IHC का balance.
There's no
Balance
here,
is समझ रहे हो?
It's a tough one. Here's Nigma Galaxy up against Vengeance. Good nades over the top already here for Nigma Galaxy.
Damn. लग गए knock है.
Still at 4 players as well.
Vengeance
That
का दो ही
should
बंदे
be a
बचे.
knock on the nade.
NGX might push.
Again, this is what I'm talking about. The double nades as well. It's like they're coordinated very decently. The point where even if one
FaZe
nade
versus
doesn't do all the
Tiamba.
damage, the second should get the knock. Just
Tiamba
off
का
the
एक ही
splash.
बंदा बचा है. Action पे क्या that means Falcons बाहर क्या?
just getting some cover
No.
down. Nick McGalaxy
एक
not
बंदा
going
बचा है
too
Falcons
quickly
का.
into this one. No nades for
वो भी गया.
Redox left.
Falcons
Res
बाहर
can
at
come through
hashtag
for
14.
Vengeance, and on the northwest side, difficult approach uphill sits ahead of them. The smokes are there. They've bloomed. Vengeance allowed up to the ridge, but an
Nice.
immediate put down for Redox onto Noise. Not going to be too noisy
Bro,
anymore.
why there are no
Looks for more
upgraded
as well.
skins?
Over
भाई,
towards
ये
Lily
question
going
मैं
for the
1000 बार
challenge.
answer कर चुका हूँ.
Takes a little damage, doesn't go down, but in comes the rest of them. The rear axle on the buggy displayed there as Narvalo launches on over the top, goes for the side swipe, the spray
NGX का
down.
aggression देख के
It's
मजा आ
dastardly.
रहा
We've
है.
got Narvalo falls for
क्या
it.
मारे
Galaxy
घुस के
actually
Vengeance
not
को.
looking- Them and IWNRX right now on the northeast side of the circle, swaying with another, Lemon cooking one of his own. Nade's going long, but it lands straight onto 6. I feel like that may have been not intentional, but they'll take it nonetheless. It is traded, however. Both teams finding a knock, and that will slow both of them down. Neither in the blue zone right now, but Na'Vi closer to the edge, also under more pressure from the terrain that sits around them. Another knock comes
And the
through.
zone,
That TJB starting to
एकदम
chime
ही
in,
big
a
है
third
zone.
party on the fight. And
How
this
can
is the
TJB
impact
choke
I
this
wanted
match?
them
बस
to have.
मैं
They need
सोच
to
रहा
pick
हूँ.
up this point if they want to have a chance to break towards
बस
the top of
ओवर
the
एक्सटेंड
table
नहीं
in
करना
this
चाहिए.
match,
एज ए
because
टीम
now's
खेलेगा
their
तो भाई ये
chance.
TJB का बहुत प्यारा मैच हो
Lemon
सकता
has
है.
always had killer nades,
बहुत
honestly,
प्यारा
and
match.
these are no less. Over towards that central side, at this point in time, this is where you want to see some of those characteristics
Oi.
of the aggression coming through from TJB on the high ground.
गलत.
Hoping
Last man
for it,
standing है
Malloy.
ऐसी.
Backed off the top there by Team Queso. Playing from the compound on the south. Icy, low, Lemon. Still launching those nades. Overarm, looking for the bounce, but
Easy रहे बे.
not quite connecting there. Takes a bit of damage. That nade looks like it could be dangerous to Virtus Pro.
कैमरामैन थोड़ा एकदम
Find
TJB
it,
को दिखाओ यार.
unfortunately, just falls short of that ridge line.
What
but
are
has
they
another
doing?
one to put towards the back lines for Virtus Pro. Puts it forwards. That looks quite good, but again, just short. They're playing one crag back of where they're expecting right now. That might see it. No, again, the bounce is
एक
just
भी
not
nade.
working. The vehicle keeps
Nade
Malloy
inaccuracy
safe.
100 चल
You
रहा
might
है
think
भाई.
that they've cleared this. If they get too
Navi
far
की तरफ
forwards, he
से.
could get a side swipe. 3 players are there. TJB are now up on the high ground. They've moved into position on this one. There's a third party.
आए अब
Could
हुआ थोड़ा
potentially
बहुत
be a
connect.
factor. Furia on the north side of the meantime.
नावी का एक बंदा
against
नॉक फिनिश हो
the
गया.
Galaxy over there
TJB का
as well.
S की तरफ से गया.
Could be in
Yeah.
danger, but
अब हुआ
still
कनेक्ट.
yet to conclude. A nade over towards
पुश कर रहा है.
Malloy
I see the
there
last
from
man
Na'Vi
standing.
as they continue to
For
fight
Virtus
around this
Pro.
hillside. Nick the Galaxy giving a good fight to Furia on the north edge in the meantime. But there's not too
मार रहा
many
है
of them
TJB
left.
मार रहा है. कितने किल हो गया?
TJB wildly split off right now.
फ्यूरिया को पूरा टीम को मार
I think
दिया.
at any moment be a
अरे,
turnaround, but
airdrop
this is
से
a
इनको
fight
मिला
that
है
they desperately
P90.
needed, and a great job from 676.
Sweep away
TJB
quite a lot of
versus
these eliminations
NGX, बस
over
ये
towards
fight
Furia.
मेरे को
I think
देखना
they
है
may
भाई
have been
एक
able to get all 4.
बस वो fight
picking
निकाल
up
दी
a
ना.
couple over on the flip side as well as Icy for Virtus Pro. Na'Vi still going. Icy into the smoke.
गया,
Molotov there
Virtus
will
Pro
stop his
बाहर.
retreat, but I don't think he's read that. That will be a burn down.
9 finishes
Picks up
for
the point,
Na'Vi.
So Na'Vi up to 9 now off the back of that elimination. A nade downhill.
For TJB to lose at this point. It depends if anyone has vehicles.
Beautiful.
Good job from Flower as well. 6-7-6.
TJB is
That was
back,
ridiculous.
boys.
Out on
7
this
finishes,
western
4 man
side. But yeah,
strong.
with a high ground they
And
hold, it's
इस
very
match में तो
hard
कोई-
to challenge
कोई मार नहीं सकता
TJB on this
TJB को.
position, especially because they've
उतना
got a kill
dominating
squad on the
positional
northern
advantage
side
है
as
उनके
well,
पास.
just roaming throughout the map. Incilio's doing their best.
Navi
to sit
aggression is
down
appreciable.
towards this
अरे
western side,
बता रहा हूँ,
but
तब से वही बता रहा हूँ
oversight
मैं.
is being held by
Consistent,
TJB.
बहुत
They've
प्यारा
been
खेल रहे
happy
हो.
to leave Navi to fend for themselves versus
उर्रे,
TK. So
बहुत low.
Ooh, dangerous high ground there from Longs. Not quite going to finish the spray, but it's going to slow them down and it's going to give Triple S an opportunity to drop those nades. The Molotov to burn this one away. And TJB defending this high
push
ground
कर दिया
area,
TJB direct.
forcing this fight to come in, and in comes the kill
Boom,
squad.
bam.
A nade over the top to try and slow them down, but
Flower
they're
ऐसे दिया
already
एक को.
putting the pedal down on the metal. There's that
और एक
spray
भी गया.
into the crag, and Flower gets the last strafe across the forward position.
TJB
for
अपना
Exilio.
natural
Two of their
element
players
में
cut
आ चुके
away,
हैं.
Getting trimmed down to size. Can Team Queso
9
use this
finishes, 4 man
opportunity
strong.
to get into this one, Blank? Can
This is
they find
incredible.
the way up and challenge TJB on this high ground?
and I think for TJB, there's still
देखो,
quite
मार
a
रहा
lot
है.
of elims left in the lobby. If we
नावी
look
का
at
एक ही
it,
बंदा बचा है.
From this angle, there's still 8 elims
ओए,
remaining. and
डब्बा डाल दिया,
9
10
so
finishes.
far. Make
Red
that
dot
10
UMP.
to pick up 6. TJB
Yeah,
really
छोड़ दे.
needed.
Nice nade
because
be.
it absolutely
Milosa.
secures you with chicken dinner playing on this high
Milosa.
ground. It's very, very hard to knock a team that has held this position for so long. The circle centers up on it, and it's actually very rare you get a circle
push कर
center
रहे.
up over towards the position as well, because
INS बाहर होने
a
वाले
lot of
अभी.
it would be considered unplayable space
Oh,
by this
nice
point in
nade.
time, because you have to get up here
Beauty.
super early
चलो
on.
क्वेसो को मिल गया
But
टिक
good
टैक किल.
job to Team Queso and Incilio.
अब it's a
They will take this
4v1
opportunity to take the fight
situation.
between them. If I was Team Queso,
TJB
there really
has
does become a question of, like, do we
dominating
just deny
position
this now at this
advantage.
point? Maybe they can get some nades over towards the top side. That
टीम
could be a
क्वेसो इज
possibility.
कॉर्नर्ड. वो
That was quite
कुछ नहीं कर
lonely.
सकते इधर
That's
से.
gonna heal off.
क्लाइम तो बिल्कुल नहीं कर
Lands
सकते.
it right on the ledge, but unfortunately doesn't quite connect.
मिलोसा नॉक.
Shots over
उतार.
towards
नहीं.
Team Queso continue to land, and it's
Milosa
just gonna
finish
be,
है.
a slow bleed out here. Flip is up on the high ground with TJB. If there's a knock sent their way, if a nade finds its mark,
Yeah,
Flower
nades,
accidentally
nice.
slips off the edge there. Could be
11
dangerous. Has to
finishes,
dip back
4
into
man
the
strong.
blues, are taken low, but that was
Oi.
to confirm that flush. Flip does spot one, and this is what I was talking about. His position now is known. Does have high ground advantage over a lot of TJB here,
ये
though.
क्या nade था?
Made with a little funny bounce there. Doesn't quite go the direction he wanted. Danger still as he
1v1.
forces healing. A nade up high.
P90 लेके आ रहा है,
676,
676.
So fast on that first aid, and immediately up and ready for the fight. He's chomping at the bit.
अरे
The nade is
अच्छा damage
there,
दिया बे
does
Flip,
not
अच्छा
quite
damage
find the
दिया.
knock, and Flip does fall. That leaves TJB
बच गया
up on the
P90
high
की वजह
ground.
से
12
676.
elims. Let's see if they can make it 15 and get a 25-point game.
12 finishes.
Those are the circle
ये
centers,
3 को
really.
मार दी ना
I think
तो
for
15
TJB,
finishes होगा. तगड़ा
do they
कमबैक हो
have
जाएगा
to
भाई
move
TJB का.
down? Do they have to
बहुत
move
तगड़ा
down
कमबैक हो
quick?
जाएगा. 25 point.
Queso are right on the edge, right? Like I don't think Team Queso can move at all.
Flower is zone से
Yeah,
knock हुआ
This is
बे.
just going to be the drop down. Flower going to take
Kill
the
के
knock.
चक्कर में.
The play zone denial. For
और एक गिर के knock हुआ.
The nade.
डब्बा
Drop
डाल
down
इसका
below.
और एक.
He's trying to pick up those points.
मारा क्या उसने?
And down goes 6
I think उसने मारा है. आखिरी बंदा मारा है.
Okay.
I think आखिरी बंदा मारा है.
Okay. I thought that could have been Team Queso for
चलो
just
भाई,
a moment.
तुझे बोल रहे
But
TJB का comeback,
do
ले, हो
take
गया.
it down, trying to rack up a couple of those
आ
points.
गए अभी ये भी
That
आ
gave
गए.
me a little bit of a
Top
shiver towards the end
top
there, but
6 में
TJB
रहेंगे, I think.
survive, and they will take it all the way. That
लास्ट में
is how
कितने
you
किल मिले
mount a
इनको?
comeback.
I think 2 किल मिले.
I enjoyed the
Win it out on this little scrap here in Impala, with Virtus Pro potentially third-partying into this. The massive high ground for Furia as well.
Nice
Gonna have to
connection.
Solo
Nice
face off
connection.
on this angle, but he goes for one, looks for a second. Okay, no, they're going to
Vengeance.
just tuck back away.
मार
Lily
खा
on the
रही है.
background there.
देख लिया
Can't
गलती
quite
से
find the
chat.
response.
Why am I not
Just
surprised?
lose another on the forefront. Not going to go for the res just yet. Look at Kayovsky up in the high ground as well. With that
Why
start,
am I
can
not
have an
surprised?
impact.
nade through the backside. Damn, almost grabs him, but straight up
Only
into
one
the
क्या?
Molotov. Very well
नहीं
placed
2v2
there
2v2.
from Vengeance.
हो जाएगा ये रेव हो जाएगा. वो भी रेव हो जाएगा.
Furious sat
एक
back
बंदा
into
देखो
a
कहाँ
more
हिल के
precarious
ऊपर बैठ के
situation.
कवर दे रहा है वो.
Kayovsky, considering whether his decision was the right one to stay up on the high ground, needs to have some sort of impact, but can't quite.
इसके पास
catch
helmet
these
भी नहीं है
players
बे.
off guard just yet. M24 though.
Nice
Virtus
nade.
Pro, they're crawling up behind him. They've heard the shots that he launched
Furia should
earlier.
push right
the
now.
nades are coming through from Furia, sure, but I'm expecting Virtus Pro to be able to find this one. I think he's figured it out now. Danger up on the high ground. A solo, an isolated position, whereas
Gotta be a
Virtus
push.
Pro have a lot of backup to play around. If they can get closer, this is one dead Kayovsky, and all of a sudden,
मार खाएगा ये
is all alone.
बोला मैंने मार
Spray
खाएगा
down
ये
on the inside and quite out in the yard. Doesn't quite have the backup, doesn't have the time to go for it. Oh,
क्या
goodness
मारा
me,
इसने?
Furia in danger, taking down Vengeance. But
Damn,
they
bro.
turn things around and
बहुत
keep
प्यारा
themselves
फायर था
alive.
वो भी लेफ्ट से
Throws him with a
लेफ्ट साइड से मार के
incredible
मारा वो
spray
बहुत
down.
प्यारा
It's
रिजेक्ट
not a
रिजेक्ट
ridiculous jump up to
Tokyo.
find. Either
गलत
tomorrow
टेरिटोरी
or
में घुस गए
today.
फेज वाले
FaZe though
पिटाई
can look
कंफर्म है
into
इनका
the face of the Falcons, who so
चलो
far
Falcons
are
के लिए
getting the better of them.
Falcons right now trying to push into the top three, trying to
What?
maintain a
He's
spot
knock-
at the top of the table.
I mean-
But they have a stiff competition in this fight with FaZe as 1-2 knocks sent back their way. They have managed to find a knock into this fight in response, but Falcons
Wow.
are falling here. Icy's the last to go,
Wow.
and FaZe lose 1 but gain 4 points. Getso Roy with a compound position, I believe, over on the west side.
अल्टर ईगो वर्सेस टियनबा
Looking for a couple
क्या
more
टियनबा
teams
बदला
to
ले
try to
पाएगा
help
लास्ट
there.
एंगल
On the north side,
मैच का
you've got
सॉरी
Navi trying to
बदला तो
approach
क्यों ही लेगा
HC and
जो मारा था
TJB
वो
out on the
NGX
west.
था ना,
You're
not
probably going to have to fight on the east side of
ये-
Water Treatment Hill. Meanwhile, on the south,
नहीं-
where we are with the cameras,
NGX मारा
we're with
था।
Tianba and Alter Ego trying to make their way on in north. Still 4 players for both of them, but I imagine that's about to change
कर दिया
because
ना।
damage is pouring either way, and
Rosemary को।
Rosemary is the first
दो
casualty.
बंदे नॉक है पुश कर
Albert
सकता है
is the
टियनबा
second, and Tianba definitely leading in this fight.
Yeah, Tiamba doing quite well here
कर रहा है
so far.
अल्टर ईगो इन बिग ट्रबल
It's on 4 players and a fantastic couple of shots. Over towards Alter Ego. I mean,
Flower
Tiamba
Edge,
wanna get further
IHC
up
Godless
towards
को
that
knock किया।
top side IHC. Taking heavy damage.
It's dangerous stuff. The spray down for TJB
Oh,
looks
yeah.
good.
Wow.
Finally manages to
IHC बाहर
stay
गया।
up in the fight. I mean, both of them going
Tianba
wide with the
4v4
sprays,
fight में
but
IHC
TJB
को पेल
keeping
दिया।
4 of themselves, all 4 of
IHC out।
themselves alive, getting out of this situation. Not as profitable as sticking
Team
around.
कैसे
and trying
push
to
कर
take
दिया
down
NRX?
Tianba. Team Queso now having to fend off against a push from IWNRX, but it's looking like it's starting well for IWNRX. They're already in blank.
Yeah, fully in the building. I mean, IWNRX had a great start to this day and it fell off a little
I
bit.
like
They were
this
still
aggression
putting
from
up
NRX,
points, which
man.
is fantastic.
ये गया. This
Team
guy is
Queso
dead.
putting Quattro down, just cold
Dead.
built remaining. You're
चार
not a
kill.
strong contender for the squad. but
Very
in the
चालाक
face
bro,
of 4
very
players
चालाक,
from
very
IWNRX,
smart.
एंट्री
it
अच्छी
Anup
है
Patil
लेकिन
thank you for
बैटरी का
20
तरीका अभी बड़ा
keep yourself
कैजुअल है
alive in that
NRX
situation,
लास्ट
so
वर्ल्ड
IWNRX,
चैंपियनशिप में भी
they confirmed themselves
बहुत
a
अच्छा खेले
fairly strong spot
बस फाइनल
within
में
the
आके चुप कर
circle.
दिया
Tiamba
वो तो
still
अलग बात है
awkwardly
बट लीग में बहुत प्यारा
meandering their
खेला
way through these rotations. ISI8 are next
Tianba
on
के
the
दो
chopping
बंदे
block
knock।
for them.
गया टियनबा
Should be Reservoir though, and it looks like
नहीं, दो बंदे गए, sorry।
Goodness me. ASI8 are going to be able to pick that one back up, but in comes the party bus.
और एक
Bringing the
गया
party
लास्ट
to
मैन
them
स्टैंडिंग है टियनबा का
immediately.
QZ
It's curfew, inactive. Virtus Pro trying to third party. QZ trying to hold off that third party angle. Gets a lot
Zone
of
से
damage
गया
off the
बे।
blue zone. May take him down if he doesn't get out fast enough, but he just
Tianba
gets
बाहर
ahead
and
of it.
hashtag 10.
ASI8 take down the remnants
That
of
means
Tianba, and the crash didn't work
Day
out.
one
The
के
third
कितने
party
point निकाला
flex,
Tianba
and
ने?
it is a confirmed
38
position for Virtus Pro.
points.
Icy having to get that first aid off allows the cross as well.
Yeah, which is problematic. Very, very well played to Falak.
I thought decent hit, 38 is not bad.
Situation already.
38 is not bad.
Immediately picks up that shot over towards Icy. Koa is able to find the nade over towards Falak, and now it is a 2v3
TJB
here for
31
Virtus
पे
Pro.
अभी।
They're unable
तगड़ा
to
comeback
confirm
कर दी
over
भाई,
towards Falak
TJB,
either. I
दो
wonder if
match
Koa's
में।
got any nades, just about 2, but there's
Wow, nice
nades
nade.
pouring over towards his position already, and that nade will take him down from Noki. Only one player left remaining now, and a lot of people know his name, but not on the roster of Virtus Pro. It is Tixi.
He's trying to
Bro,
crest
पूरा
the ridge
PUBG
line.
और
Maybe
BGMI
taking
में
some
मिला
shots
के
in response. You can see those tracers flying overhead.
Which
They can't
player
keep
has the
a low
coolest
profile
name?
here. FaZe could
What do
crash
you
into
guys
the
think?
back. In the meantime, they try and push up
TJB,
towards
SSS
TJB,
knock.
and it
Finish.
goes their way for the first knock anyway. And Triple S will get
किसका name
flushed
आपको सब-
out.
आप
So
लोग
it's
को
just
सबसे cool लगा?
6-7-6 left for
ये
them.
नाम तो
Big damage over
मस्त
towards
है।
Getso Roy. And TJB take a tumble. 7
TJB
points
in
for
trouble
them.
गया TJB गया
Yeah,
TJB
not
बाहर
ideal. They faced off versus Nick Galaxy.
31 points.
Show them what for. Fortunately, Nick Galaxy didn't get too much further in the game because they were taken fairly
Navi.
down a couple of notches by Getso Roy.
My last man
I don't know
standing
if
एक
he- I
हाँ
think it was. That's 2 Getso Roy. Now we're just 1 player remaining in car, but chance at a full reset if Insidious
Navi-
doesn't come in too quickly.
Oh dear, this hillside very dangerous. Immediately, all of them crawling back behind the same rock. One nade and it's over. Disaster potentially, but they're just not finding it. The length of this nade mistargeted. Incilio don't quite have the information that they're looking for. The reses still need to come through though, Blank. That nade is long, it is high, could potentially tag on damage, but the car protects them from the east side.
Take the chances on that one. Gets a Roy back up 4 players with full HP. It's sort of acceptable, but it has happened.
And IWNRX have taken a knock in the meantime, so questions now need to be asked about Incilio's play there. Can they do something with this? Is this retreat going to be worth it? They took the time to move away from this fight. Now Redox actually trying to stand up in this one, doing pretty well, connecting with some of the sprays, but will finally get taken down.
Nice reset
Galaxy
from
with just the one player left standing. The nades are coming on over from them. SnowX on the off angle. Player. SnowX gets that knock, that flush, and FaZe gonna look to crunch in from the south side. Another nade over towards Car, and it is dangerous to move past.
Swan is also one of the coolest names. Doc is definitely.
That needs to happen now, though, Blank, if they're going to make this retreat worth it for Incilio, is taking down IWNRX and getting control of the center of the circle. If that does not happen, it was all a waste of time.
सबके अपने preferences हैं.
Konzens tries to get a bit more
damage. But you know what's the best coolest name?
So far, Getsuroy have been quite lucky with the fact that they've been living off the back of quite a few of these.
It starts with Mr. Okay.
It
starts with
very,
Mr.
Very low. Only Onzens is down, but great game from FaZe. Massive testament to their resistance in this match.
NGX का एक बंदा बचा top 5 का almost सब.
Awesome news for them.
बाहर NRX के लिए अच्छा opportunity है. If they get the dinner, they'll be in top 3.
Were so low with only one player active.
Sorry,
down all in the same place.
5 more finishes. Just
now they're going to be able to take those points either way. So, good news. SnowX will fall down as well. That shot goes over to...
Mr. Spike is so cunning. I know, right?
Yeah, it goes to get so Roy, but they will be pulled down in the meantime. Potentially 1 or 2 more points that Incilio could have earned by staying there, but they will outlast. They will get up into
Matt Toy. Matt Toy भी बहुत अच्छा नाम है.
Yeah, good stuff. Very, very good stuff. So FaZe last remaining, but I don't think Mela's long for this world now.
Mythic and Ayala
looks fairly decent over the top, and will take down Mela.
Pushing them back, and Kain's already taken a lot of damage. Molotov on the vehicle, Swain's already shifted
away.
I'll go with NRX. Takes damage in response. They're not really finding what they're looking for IWNRX. The damage just not there. The healing is
Frozen
nice quickly, but there's what they were opening with. Frozen over onto Redlick on the sideline. They've isolated that position, the smokes to cover that rotation. Potential to get that res grenade up high as Westron responds over towards Swain. And they over to the rock. They know they're looking for the res on, but in the meantime,
INS has the upper advantage in this fight.
Entry अच्छी है लेकिन बैटरी का तरीका अभी बड़ा कैजुअल है.
Value for Incilio. That move away from Getso Roy now.
Entry अच्छी है लेकिन बैटरी का तरीका अभी बड़ा कैजुअल है.
Finally, but in comes with the shots with the Mini 14. Frozen at his back, but he's low. The backlines might seal it, but
चलो भाई कमबैक हो गया, इनका भी कमबैक हो गया.
Choke
सब डिजर्व करते हैं कमबैक का.
It will be the rotation
अब देखना है overall standings.
Pays out in the end. Criticizable, sure, but they make it work.
Bro,
IWNRX the last to fall to them.
मैं इतना अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछा तुम लोग क्या नाम लिख रहे हो?
Entry अच्छी है लेकिन बैटरी का तरीका अभी बड़ा कैजुअल है.
चलो the overall standings are here. NGX top pay with 56 points, Navi 47, hashtag 2, I8 45. मैंने जो बोला exactly वही standings भाई. Like I said, bottom teams कहीं दूर नहीं रहेंगे. Hashtag 4 भी 45 है. INS 42, FaZe 40. Falcons hashtag 7. But उतना दूर नहीं है. One good match they'll be back. They'll bounce back.
Who do you think is going to win?
I don't see TNY in top 8.
Who's feeling it? Like really, who's feeling it?
TJB भी नहीं है. उन दोनों का kind of choky था आज.
I mean, yeah, you know, prior, you know, when it was like the points were really heavy towards like surviving. At that point, it was just like, okay, who got center circles?
TNY hashtag 9. Now with the TJB hashtag 10.
You know,
at least they're out of danger. Alter Ego hashtag 13.
Level of
wow, Vengeance hashtag 16. Balance is needed.
So Max, 38
day 1 का
points.
MVP.
Third place is 45 points.
NRX का Z Wolf
7-point difference. Like it might show 9th, 10th, 11th, whatever, but they're really just one okay game away from breaking through top 3. So
चलो with that, group red का day 1 has come to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. अगर तुम लोग को थोड़ा भी मजा आया ना भाई, लाइक कर दो, सब्सक्राइब कर दो. वीडियो भी आएगा. बहुत सारे लैग मोमेंट्स थे बीच में स्ट्रीम पे, बहुत लोग स्ट्रीम देखे भी नहीं होंगे, तो उनके लिए मैं वीडियो भी डालूंगा. मैं आज रात तक 11 o'clock के आसपास तक मैं डाल दूंगा वीडियो मेन चैनल पे. देख लेना। बाकी आई थिंक डे 1 वाज फन, द रियल गेम बिगिंस टुमारो एंड सिर्फ टॉप 3 टीम से क्वालिफाई होंगे ग्रैंड फाइनल्स के लिए। बाकी टीम्स को समझ लो लास्ट चांस खेलना पड़ेगा एंड बॉटम टीम्स एलिमिनेट हो जाएंगे। तो कल भी फिर करते हैं वापस। अंटिल देन बाय बाय, टेक केयर, लव यू ऑल, स्टे हाइड्रेटेड, पानी पी लेना। बाय बाय।